That wasn't exactly easy, Dick.
What have you got there that's so sort of different?
Well, that's a BMX rim.
Yeah.
That hub's for a mountain bike. We've got 8 gears in there, so that gives us plenty of ratios. This was hard, trying to get a scooter tyre to fit onto a bicycle rim.
But we've got brakes, gears, wheels, everything. So as far as I'm concerned, it's actually now a matter of getting the wheel on and getting this attached.
All right. Well, I'll leave you with that, and I'll figure out what we're going to do about mounting bottles on here.
Yeah, they're the scary bit.
They're the bit that could go bang.
Go on, ratchet 17. Go on, ratchet 17.
The air canisters and motors aren't the only things that need to be mounted on the bike. Dick and Jem have to work out where to put the containers that will hold the food.
Hello, mate, lunchtime.
Daniel has brought a test load.
But they're not too big.
They're the ones that will be the right size.
Let's see what lunch is and see if it fits.
All in here.
Oh, look at that.
You do the neat stuff, don't you?
Well, that's perfect. That's just the right amount for one drop.
Yeah.
So, how are you going to get these to my customers?
Oh, you've got to
you'll see this. It's his fault. It's going to be very green. It's going to be very eco. Nothing coming out anywhere, clean.
That's the fuel tank.
That's the fuel tank.
Wow.
You know what it is yet?
But the fuel is highly compressed air.
So it's fresh air being used to drive it.
So Blackstone's dinners will be delivered by fresh air.
Perfect. It's just what I like to see.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's brilliant.
Okay, so I can go away and finish the bike, and you will trust us.
Thanks
I will
for
for now.
lunch, mate.
I'll leave you with it.
Thanks for lunch.
Take care.
Brilliant, mate.
Chaps.
Thanks, Jem.
Loaded.
See you later.
And it does scare us.
Jem's working on the mounts for the air tanks. They're coated with carbon fibre, a material that can't be welded. He has to find a way of securely fixing them to the bike. If they fall off, the bike will be unbalanced and could spin out of control. Dick's welding the air motors onto the back of the bike. That rules out this space for both the lunch boxes and the air canisters.
That looks solid.
It seems the only place left for the cylinders is right between the driver's legs.
This way. There we go.
Realising his manhood may be at stake, Jem has built some very strong brackets to fasten the air tanks to the bike's frame. Without welds, they're using good old-fashioned elbow grease to keep them secure. The experiment on the beach proved the potential dangers of compressed air. So Jem's called in Les Smith, a specialist who supplies high-pressure gas to the chemical industry. Les will fit the high-pressure pipes that will take the air from the canisters to feed the motors.
We've got this far, but I just figured without your expertise on the high-pressure side, we were just taking too many chances.
Okay.
So if you can fit all that lot up then, and I'll get back to working on the chains and sprockets.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, cheers, Les.
The air in the cylinder is at such high pressure that it's vital to ensure that all connections and valves are fitted properly. A leak could turn this innocent-looking moped into a mobile death trap. The basic building blocks of the bike are finally in place, but there's an awful lot of fine-tuning to do. The bike has to pass a test before it can be driven on the road, and Dick's alarmed to find out exactly what this involves.
Jem, mate.
Yeah.
Mate, we've got absolutely masses to do to get this thing street legal.
Like what?
The mudguard. The radius must not exceed 2mm. Extremities must be rounded off and guarded. Bottle clamps, tyres, wing mirror, rounded edges. We've got light fittings, flat top dip beams, rear tail light, brake lights, rear reflectors, number plate lights, speedo lights, stands. This is a pretty significant amount of work to do. If we don't actually pass this, we can't deliver Daniel's sandwiches.
Maybe don't book the test for any time soon, Dick. That's a big list.
The storage cylinders and air motors are mounted, but the bike isn't going anywhere until the chains are on. One chain will link the two motors together, combining their power, and a second chain will take the power from the motors to the back wheel, which will drive the bike. With the chains fitted, it's time to charge up the fuel supply. Charging an electric battery takes hours.
I've got to say, I've seen smaller motorbikes, mate.
But Les's mobile filling station can pump 5,400 litres of air into the bike's 2 air tanks in just under a minute.
That's quite quick. You know, we didn't go up to maximum work factor there.
The tanks are full, and everything is now set for the air bike's test run.
When we lift this up, we're going to have air shooting out of this and the wheel's going to go around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Are you clear of everything?
Yeah, bloody hell, yeah.
The air motors rattle into action, and it's looking good.
That's not bad.
Nice bro.
The brake works.
Brake's very safe.
Here
goes then, Dick. Les.
Mate, look, there you go. You're pointing the right direction. There's nothing to hit. Yeah?
Jem psychs himself up for the bike's maiden voyage.
Right, you've actually just got air in it. You just go for it, don't you?
I am just opening it up.
Push it up. You're screwing the gears, remember?
There's a distinct sound of rushing air, but something seriously wrong. Les checks the air supply. It's fully open, but the bike's not responding.
Right, that's it. You twisted the gear. Can we just make sure you're in the gear there? Do it for me. Just spin it.
Right, I'm here.
Yeah. Make sure you're in a gear.
The air motors are working, but they don't seem to be delivering enough grunt to turn the back wheel.
It's not got it there. They don't want to know.
It's a severe body blow, and Dick and Jem look sick. They've only got 1 day left to get the bike working and street legal before D-Day at Blackstones. The Planet Mechanics are in meltdown. The next morning, and the whole bike has to be stripped down to get to the heart of the problem. And because air power was Jem's idea, he's more than a bit deflated.
I'm feeling really worried. We've come a long way, and it looked fantastic, and it just, don't know. But if we don't deliver a zero-emission vehicle to Daniel, then we've kind of failed. And it seems a real shame, because I think something like this could actually work.
The team have to pick themselves up and find a solution. Dick's quizzing the manufacturers of the air motors to find out how to maximise efficiency.
Right. Okay, we'll try that. Cheers.
He's asked Les to fit wider pipes in an attempt to get even more air through to the motors. Meanwhile, Jem's got a hunch that it's not just the air power that's keeping them grounded. It's time to talk.
We've got a bit of a problem with our torques on this. Can't be nuts.
Sure, it's all about gears.
It is all about gears. It's just that we're kind of limited by the size of the gears that we got. We can't make these any smaller, otherwise the hole is bigger than the bit going around the outside.
Well, what about the hub gearbox and that? Can we make that bigger?
We can't. That's the biggest cog they do.
Can we stick another big one on it?
So we try and bolt a bigger sprocket onto the one that is supposed to go on there.
That's the way around, isn't it?
A bigger sprocket or cog could create more leverage on the centre of the wheel. It's just like using a longer spanner to turn a nut. For the same amount of power delivered by the motor, the bike will give more torque or pulling power to not only get going, but hopefully make it up Bath's hills. Jem salvaged a much bigger cog from the moped's old back wheel. There's still no guarantee it'll work though.
Dick!
Yo, how we doing, mate?
I think that's the new system put together. So we've got the new gearing on the chain,
Yeah.
got the shorter pipes, we've got the fatter pipes.
More curvy as well, yeah.
Yeah. So I fitted the front sprocket off the bike onto here, and the rear sprocket onto here, which gives us, just on gearing alone, 3 times as much torque.
So have the changes made the difference? This could be the Planet Mechanics' last chance.
I've got a sneaking feeling we've invented the first air-powered motorbike. I actually think this is going to work.
I want to see it. Go for it. Right. Can I just say?
If I go over the back
Do you know
end,
what?
Dick,
It's still a thing of beauty.
it's amazing. You ready? Oh, you can feel it. It wants to go. It wants to go.
movement,
It wants to go.
What a difference a day makes. The Planet Mechanics have built an extraordinary vehicle powered purely by fresh air.
Oh, it's a bit of a smoothie.
That's just ace.
That's brilliant.
Brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Go on then, Dick. On you go.
Now for the real test. Has it got enough oomph to shift Dick?
Forward a little bit. You might have to raise that seat.
Right. Oh, yes! Slightly more sedate with me on it.
Finally, they're on a roll, but this is no time for joyriding. Rebuilding the bike has put them way behind schedule. The bike has to be tested at the Vehicle Inspection Centre before they can do the lunchtime delivery for Blackstones tomorrow. So, will the vehicle pass the test, or will a red-faced Dick and Jem have to run around Bath delivering sandwiches on foot? It's D-Day, and the Planet Mechanics are on the road early. Dick and Jem have promised to deliver takeaways for Daniel with the air bike at lunchtime. But first, they've got to get the bike past the eagle eyes of Peter Lambert and Alan Harry Harrison from the Vehicle and Operator Services Agency, known in the trade as VOSA. They'll be inspecting the bike for roadworthiness. They've never seen a vehicle like this before, but seem decidedly unfazed.
Intrepid duo. Stick one of them in each and we'll get on with it.
It's the moment of truth for Dick and Jem.
If we do fail on anything, are we allowed to try and fix it?
Yes, at the end.
So it's on with the test.
Have we got brake lights?
Oh, yes, sir. 2 sets of brake lights. Yes. There we go. Look.
Stunning. It's looking reasonably good.
What are we testing here?
We're testing for when if the machine comes in contact with a person. So this is replicating the lower part of a person.
Okay.
So then we have
That
various
looks like one of
criteria.
your legs, Dick.
I don't think it's supposed to be a leg. It's supposed to be a person.
Oh, I see.
Right, so this is coming up.
This test replicates what might happen if the bike hit a pedestrian. There must be no sharp edges sticking out from the bike's frame.
What do we think?
Nice and round. Just prop your front wheel in.
Next, those all-important brakes.
Perfect, that's a pass.
How's the score?
Amazing.
It's a fantastic start, but there's much more left to test.
Your front tyre fails. It's got no speed loader approval markings on it. All your wiring fails. It's insecure, liable to chaff, could cause a fire. Your battery's insecure. That fails. Your accelerator return spring is only temporarily held in place. If that fails, you've got no way of slowing down. That's a failure. And your joining link in the chain's the wrong way round. That's a failure as well.
Dick and Jem realise there's not much that gets past Harry Harrison. Lunchtime is approaching fast, so Dick and Jem get to work sorting out the long list of adjustments needed to make their bike street legal. Things are looking good, but they're not there yet.
Super. You've definitely been busy, haven't you?
They've still got to make sure the bike is pollution-free.
Right then, let's
Come on,
let's
we
test
need
that
the wheel.
bike. Don't clap.
Stunning. 85.
85,
Well in.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's a pass.
That's a pass.
And because the bike runs on fresh air, they're quietly confident it'll pass the emissions test.
This would normally go up the exhaust pipe.
Yeah, we haven't got one of those, mate.
No.
Harry waves the probe in the vague direction of the non-existent exhaust pipe.
Yes!
Absolutely nothing.
Look, that makes it all worthwhile. Wow. That makes it all worthwhile.
Absolutely nothing. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much for that.
It's been a pleasure to
Harry.
involve.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
This is the first time an air-powered motorbike has ever passed the VOSA test. Perhaps in future, there'll be a brand new classification for air-powered vehicles in the UK's Department of Transport rulebook. But there's no time to waste. Back in Bath, things are heating up in the kitchen. Dick and Jem will soon face their second test of the day. It may be street legal, but will their bike deliver the goods?